everyone, we're back today. Not got Finn today, just me. And we are going back with the Middler. Now chapter 10 is quite short. They're normally about 9 or 10 pages, but this one's only 6. So I'm going to go 10 and 11. So it'll make it quite a long video today, but we're still on Wednesday the 3rd of September. And Maggie has found the trellis ceiling in Mrs. Wetherall's house. Mr. Wetherall dropped out of my mind. Elsie dropped out of my mind. Even the trellis ceiling dropped out of my mind. 3 paintings on my left on the kitchen wall. I stared. They were smaller than the usual portraits, just the head and shoulders. One was of a woman and the other 2 were girls, one a bit older than me and one a bit younger. Half of each face was as lifelike as any of Mr. Wetherall's paintings. Lips that would squash under your finger if you pressed them, curled hair as deep and dark as burnt jam. But the other half of each face was all wrong. The younger girl was patterned and crisscrossed and patchwork, the face of a rag doll. The older girls melted into the background of the painting, ear and skin blending into the wall behind her. The woman's face just stopped, a sharp line down the middle of her head, so all you could see was the carved oak pattern on the back of her chair. One side of each face was damaged, just like one side of Mr. Wetherall's face had been damaged by the fire. He had a wife and 2 daughters. Screaming they were, screaming and weeping. I lifted my hands and touched my eyes, my nose, my mouth. Smooth, soft, even. It was Wanderers that did it. They set his house alight. Wanderers. Una, her dad. Could they have done something like that? Crash! My mug shattered on the floor, tea all over the place, the cat right above it on the worktop. I stuffed the bottle into my shorts pocket. The cat glared. Mother, is everything all right? Mr. Wetherall came out of the painting room with his uneven steps. Strong foot, weak foot, strong foot, weak foot. Mr. Wetherall, Maggie Cruse. He made his way through the hall. I thought I heard someone at the door earlier. What was that crash? Is Mother okay? She's fine, yes. She's in the garden. I'm just here for a forecast. The crash, it was my mug and the cat. I'm sorry. Shall I clear it up? Mr. Wetherall looked at the 3 portraits, then back at me. Maggie? Beth Goodman came out of the painting room, an eldest, due for camp in a few months. What are you doing here, Maggie? She said from the hallway. You shouldn't be here. You're a Middler. Mr. Wetherall only paints eldest. Isn't that right, Mr. Wetherall? Well, that's not exactly how I'm not doing anything, I said. I'm just came for a forecast for Jed's party, and Mrs. Weather gave me a cup of tea, and I came into the kitchen to put the mug back, and then the cat knocked it off the side. I'm sorry, Mr. Wetherall. I'll clear it up. Have you got a cloth and a broom? It's okay, Maggie. Don't worry. It's not your fault. Mr. Wetherall's voice was soft and calm. Beth, go and get yourself settled again. I won't be long. I cupped my hand over the bottle-shaped lump in my pocket. Got to get out, Maggie. Got to get out. Cruse girl, you still here? Elsie shuffled in from the back room. Careful, Mother, said Mr. Wetherall. There's been a breakage. Yes, I'm sorry, Mrs. Weather. It was an accident. Elsie came into the kitchen and steered herself round the broken mug, hardly even looking at it. She opened a cupboard and pulled out a bundle of something wrapped up in a tea towel, with 4 corners tied tight and neat on top. Scones, she held out with a shaky arm. Thank you, Mrs. Weather, but I'm not hungry. I just came for to share. Elsie nodded at the trembling bundle. To share? Who with? The bottle pressed against my leg. Got to get out. You'll think of someone, I'm sure. Take them, Maggie, said Mr. Wetherall. Mother bakes the best scones in town. But, Mrs. Weather, what about the forecast for Friday, Jed's party? I took the bundle from her, one hand still firm over my pocket. Forecast? She rubbed her bony fingers across her lips. It'll be sunny Friday. Watch out Saturday afternoon, though. Everything's changing Saturday afternoon. I ran down the path. The bottle bulged in my pocket. I was no good at this stealing thing. No good at it at all. I skidded round the corner, eyes on the ground. Oof! I got flung back, but whoever I'd bumped into had me by the arm and kept me upright. In a hurry, Maggie? Mayor Anderson. Not getting yourself into trouble, I hope? She kept a hold of my arm. The skin on her face had tiny red veins all over it. What's that you've got there? The Trellisilin. How did she know about it? Could she see through my pocket? I said, what's that, Maggie? She nodded at the tea towel bundle, the scones. Course she couldn't see the Trellisilin. Course she couldn't. Oh, that. It's just some scones from Mrs. Weather. I see. She let go of my arm. You all right, Maggie? You seem a bit jumpy. No, Mayor Anderson. I should tell her about Una and her dad. After all, they're wanderers, and look what the wanderers had done. They'd killed Mr. Wetherall's whole family. The thing is, on Monday, Hold on. I didn't have any evidence yet. She wouldn't believe me. And Una's dad hadn't got the antibiotics. He was still sick. It wouldn't be fair to hand him in just yet. And I sort of wanted my second ear-wiggling lesson too. Yes, Mayor Anderson, I'm fine. I was just, running up to the butterfly field. Trig left his jumper there. It was all I could think of. Youngest, hopeless. She winked, smiled her upside-down smile. Listen up, Maggie. Tell your mother I'll have something for her on Saturday after I've taken your dead to camp. I've been promised some bananas. First time ever. I'll be setting some aside for her. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you what? Thank you, Mayor Anderson. That's more like it. Go on then, get off after your brother's jumper. I skidded away in the direction of the butterfly fields. Not the right way for the cemetery, but I'd cut across once no one was looking. I touched my pocket as I ran. Bottle was still there. What did Mayor Anderson say she was bringing back on Saturday? Bananas? Those yellow things, I'd seen pictures of them in books. Chapter 11. I peered through the thinnest part of the hawthorn, its tight red berries hanging close to my cheeks. The forest spread out beyond. Una, you here? I did that loud whispering thing so Una might hear, but wouldn't carry very far. Una! Here, over here. Just 5 rollers away from me, Una emerged out of the hawthorn. She'd magicked herself up from the leaves and the branches. She tucked her hair behind her ears, and it fell straight back out again. You'd have thought she'd stopped bothering to tuck it back in the first place by now. She smiled, but only a small one. I knew you'd come, Maggie. Her eyes were red, wet. You okay? I said. Yeah, of course. Her mouth moved into a grin shape, and her gap showed and everything, but it wasn't a proper smile. You don't seem okay, I said. She took a wobbly breath in. It's my dad. He's worse, much worse. He's not even making sense today, and the wound on his leg, it kind of smells bad. And we're stuck out here, and there aren't any other wanderers nearby, and I don't like to leave him for too long. I don't know what to do, Maggie. I just don't know what to do. The Trellisilin. I pulled the bottle from my shorts pocket. Here, I got this. Una took it. Is this antibiotics? Yeah, for your dad. It will help his leg and his fever. Una's mouth dropped wide open. She held her hand to her lips. Oh, I can't believe it. I never thought. I can't believe it, Maggie. Are you even real? You're like our guardian angel. I picked up my thumb. Una turned the bottle so the label was on top. Who is this, though? She said. Elsie P. Wetherall. Is this her medicine? Will she be okay without it? Will Elsie be all right? Hadn't even thought about that. She'll be fine, I said. She'll just think she lost it or never had it in the first place. Her memory's not so good, see? She can get another bottle. Dr. Sanita's got plenty more. Did Dr. Sanita have plenty more? I didn't know. Una shook her head. I can't believe it. You're the best, Maggie Cruz. The best. Is it really okay? Can I really take them? Of course. She put the bottle into the big patch pocket on the front of her dress and pulled out the cloth bag from yesterday. Here, she said, this is yours. The food was delicious. Delicious. Dad wasn't up to eating much, so I've saved him for him. Oh, it was the best food I've eaten since he's hurt his leg. In fact, that hominy pie was probably the best thing I've eaten since Grandad died. Dad's fine at hunting, but he's not a great cook, and neither am I. Since Grandad died? When did your Grandad die? I asked. She bit her lip. Winter before last. Winter before last, water froze up in the laundry pipes that year. We had to help Mum dig out cows out of the snow. They didn't all get dug out alive. It was really cold, I said. Yep, too cold for an old man to survive. That's what Dad said. I remember. Mayor Anderson gathered up all our old folk that winter and anyone with babies. She put them up in the town hall and kept a fire going the whole time, even at night. Got the Parker brothers to make everyone a hot meal that day and porridge in the mornings. Got the Parker brothers to make everyone a hot meal every day and porridge in the mornings. Grandad Cruz loved it. Cuddling babies and singing songs all day. What more could you want? He said. Must have been hard to be a wanderer that winter. What was he like, your grandad? I said. He was the best grandad ever. Una grinned. Taught me how to ear wiggle, and he used to make us poached eggs with wood garlic whenever we could get our hands on eggs. And when Dad went night hunting, he used to say with me the whole time, playing card games, 21 or gin rummy. I used to get so tired the cards all dropped out of my hands. My heart squeezed in my chest for Una, for her grandad. But most of all, it squeezed for Grandad Cruz. He survived that winter, but he died all the same a few months later. My granddad died too, I said, last year. He did? Yeah, of the cold. I shook my head. His heart. It got worse and worse and worse, till he wasn't really properly Grandad Cruz anymore. He used to take us fishing before he got sick, made us nets with old curtains and sticks, but that all stopped when he got ill, and then he died, and there was no more Grandad Cruz at all. Una stuck her hands in her pocket, fiddled with the bottom. They're still here in a way, though, aren't they? In our minds. She patted the top of her head. In our memories. If we remember them, they're not completely gone. That's what I think. She was right. Grandad Cruz wasn't completely gone. Not while I still remembered him. Have you practised your ear wiggling? She said. A bit. I tried a wiggle. Still can't do it, though. Una looked back past the hawthorn, towards the forest. Do you mind, she said, if we save your second lesson for another day? It's my dad. He's so bad. I don't want to leave him for long. Of course, I said. You should go. Take him the antibiotics. Will you come again tomorrow, maybe? I nodded. Tomorrow, after school, I'll bring some more food if I can. Food. The tea towel bundle. I had a whole load of scones with me right now. I held them out. You can have these too, I said. Scones, I nearly forgot. Are you sure? Of course. I didn't need them. Una scooped up the bundle in both arms. You really are our guardian angel, Maggie. She slipped through the hedge out of Fenniswick. I peered after her through the thorny buried branches. She walked across the grass and merged into the forest. A breeze rippled through the hawthorn. Something tiny caught my eye. A chrysalis swaying suspended under a leaf. A brand new butterfly inside, all wrapped up and thinking itself safe, but hanging by only the tiniest thread. It was late. I pulled down the blackouts and got undressed, but didn't get into bed. I sat up against my pillow, knees tucked under my nightshirt. Food. I had to get Una some more food. To catch her, not to help her. She was a wanderer, dirty, dangerous, deceitful. I wasn't doing this to help her. Not really. I practised wiggling my ears while I waited for everyone else to go to sleep. When it was quiet, I turned on my billy lamp. It glowed warm in the darkness. I picked it up and crept out of my room. Shadows loomed on the walls as I padded down the stairs. Quietly, quietly, quietly. Eek! Why did the kitchen door squeak so loud at night? Hardly noticed at all during the day. Funny how your hearing gets better at night, but your seeing gets worse. I lifted the lamp a bit higher. I stopped. Was that someone in the sitting room? I let a little light through the doorway. Someone was there, curled up in an armchair, crying, right in front of Jed's portrait. Mum? Mum didn't curl up. Mum didn't cry. Mum dug up potatoes and shouted at dairy cows and trod muddy boots all over clean kitchen floors. She didn't curl up and cry. Mum? She jerked up. Maggie, oh, you made me jump. What are you doing down here? She looked away, hiding her face. Just getting some water. My eyes were getting used to the dimness. I could see some of the real Jed, his hands, his face. It's a wonderful portrait, isn't it? Mum cleared her throat, smoothed down her nightshirt. We're lucky. Mr. Wetherall has done us proud. Yes, we're very lucky. Brave Jed is off to camp on Saturday, and we've got a wonderful portrait to keep. We couldn't be any luckier. Are you all right, Mum? What do you do when your mum cries? Hug her? Say something? I just stayed in the doorway. Yes, she said, I'm fine. I'm going to miss him, that's all, Jed. I'm going to miss him when he goes to camp. And I've been thinking about Lil too, and all the things we used to do together. But Lil's doing okay, isn't she? Lil, Mum's big sister who went to camp years ago. A commander in the Quiet War now, too busy to visit. Oh, yes, she's doing fine. I just miss her, and I'll miss Jed. But it's good that he's going to camp, Mum. He's an eldest, special, brave. Course it is, Magsy, course it is, absolutely right. And we'll see him when he gets back. She cleared her throat again. Yep, of course we will. And maybe Lil will be able to come and visit us one day. Yep, I'm sure that's right. She pushed her hands through her hair. Well, I'm off to bed now. Hurry up, get some sleep, school in the morning. She climbed up the stairs into the darkness. No wonder Lil never came back to visit. If I got out of Fenniswick and didn't have to spend the rest of my life scrubbing laundry and lugging water and making pastry, I wouldn't ever come back either. I went through the kitchen into the larder, breathed in the cheese and the lavender. I filled up the bag, took it upstairs and hid it in my middle drawer. No one ever looked in there. I'd take it up to the cemetery after school tomorrow to catch Una, not to help her. And that is the end of chapter 11. So tomorrow we will be back with learning what Maggie does tomorrow. I really hope you're enjoying the story. Let me know.